Hello Enjoyment, Mrs Birtles again with another video. I'm going to be doing something slightly different with you for the next few videos with me. Something that I am going to call RE with Mrs B, or Mrs B does RE, depending on which one you prefer. It's going to be part of our Me and My Environment topic, so something that we look at WOW, that we do in the afternoons at school normally, and it's a difficult subject. So I apologise in advance, I'm going to be getting you to think quite a lot, and some of the things that you're thinking about might not be particularly pleasant to think about. So if you need to pause the video and have a chat to one of your grown-ups, then please do. Before we start, you're going to need a pen and some paper, so I'm going to ask you a few questions to think about. And the topic that we're going to be doing is suffering. So it's a difficult thing to talk about, but it is really important when it comes to religions. And a lot of the time people will ask questions like, how can a kind and loving God let there be suffering? So that's the kind of thing that we're going to be looking at over the next few videos. So what I would like you to do is just pause the video and run and get yourself paper and pen if you haven't got it already. Fantastic. Okay, so first thing I want you to think about, what do you think the word suffering means? What sort of things do you think about when you think about suffering or people suffering? So pause the video, write down some ideas on a piece of paper, and then shout them back at me when you come back. Go on then, shout some of your ideas at me. Excellent, right, well done. I heard some really good things then. So some of the things that you came up with, things like illnesses, car crashes, wars, world hunger, missing friends, coronavirus, not having enough data to do TikTok dances, all those different things you've come up with for suffering. Fantastic. So everyone suffers in one way or another, but for some people it can be much, much worse. So have you ever heard of the term first world suffering? Just have a little think. What might that mean? If you know already, fantastic. If you don't know, pause the video, have a little think. First world suffering. So, first world problems are problems that affect us, but to a really poor person in the third world, which is somewhere like Africa, or parts of Africa where people can't afford to eat, where children live on the streets, where they have to go through the rubbish to find things like treasure, which then might be clothes or food. Their lives are often at risk from violence and war. The things that we call first world suffering wouldn't be an issue to them, because their suffering is the day-to-day trying to survive and to get through the day alive. For us, things like the internet not working, or Amazon taking a bit longer to deliver a parcel, your Domino's arriving late, not having as good a phone as your mates have got, all of those things can be considered first world problems. So they're things that aren't going to actually seriously affect your life, but because we are lucky with the things that we've got available to us, they are things that can be really upsetting to us. So what I'd like you to do next, please, pause the video in a second. I want you to write down some of the things that you think are first world problems. Okay, so now that you've got your list, I want you to decide, are they things that really affect our lives and that can be very upsetting to our lives, or are they things that are just a bit inconvenient and we find them suffering because we take things for granted? Excellent. So now what I want you to do is write down some of the things that really are problems and that really do cause suffering in our lives. For our lives, you might want to think about somebody in the third world in a poor country, somebody who's stuck in a war, somebody who's fighting for the army and is away from home. Or it could be things like you being at home for 12 weeks, not able to really chat to your friends. It could be things like illness, death, having no food, no money, no family, or no home. So think about it. There's no right or wrong answer to this. If you think it would count as suffering, then put it on your list. Just pause the video and jot down a few ideas. Fantastic. Okay, so I think what we've kind of decided today, what we've discovered, is that we all suffer in one way or another, but it is definitely a lot worse for some people. Do you think we should help people that are suffering? If we see somebody suffering, should we help them? Why do you think that, or why not? So have a think about your answer to that one. Pause the video if you need to, chat to somebody at home if you need to, or if you want to. Write down a few ideas. Excellent. So next time we get together on YouTube, we're going to look at 2 different religions and how they explain suffering. The 2 religions that we're going to be looking at are Christianity and Buddhism, and we're going to look at what the Bible says about suffering and what it said about suffering in Buddhism. This could also be a really interesting opportunity for debate. So we could ask questions about this, like, can there be a God if people are allowed to suffer? So have a think of some ideas, email them to your tutor. We'll pick it up again next time. If I get some ideas that we could discuss and debate, then that'd be fantastic, and I can bring them into the next video. Some really, really fantastic deep thinking today. Well done, guys, and stay safe, keep smiling, and I will see you again for another RE with Mrs. B video.